Thank you. Hi. So I find it initially. So I'm here to introduce this concept of diarification, and I find it a little bit surprising that I'm here introducing this to you because for a number of years I struggled to say the word gamification without cringing and feeling a little bit sick to the stomach. But I've overcome that, and I do believe in the power of gamification, and I'm really excited about taking gamification to the next level with this new concept that we're calling Diarification, which is gamification plus mobile plus diary. So I'm going to talk through that in a little bit more detail. Okay, gamification's been an MR buzzword for a number of years now, and I'm sure that almost all of you in this room have seen a presentation on gamification before. But I'd also be willing to bet that probably around half of you, despite having seen that presentation, still think that gamification is about making surveys look like Duck Hunt. Okay, so for me, gamification is not about making surveys look like Duck Hunt. It's about applying the mechanisms of game mechanics, the things that make games addictive, appealing and engaging to the survey process. These are things like breaking the content into sections, and at the end of each of those sections providing a visual or verbal reward to keep the motivation going. This may take the form of a badge, perhaps, which is another visual reward. And some research has been done on badges from Yahoo's Internet Experience Labs. And they identified that simple online graphical badges can perform 5 functions: goal setting, instruction, reputation, status and affirmation, and group identification. All those from a crappy little badge icon. And finally, rewards is another strong element of gamification that this leads through to. One of the things that I think has been a barrier for the adoption of gamification in the research process is that panels have their own intrinsic reward process, but they're very rarely tightly linked to rewards within the survey. So ideally, a nice tightly linked reward process would lead through from visual rewards at the end of a section that lead to something tangible at the end of the questionnaire that's related to the panel reward system. So a kind of tightly integrated, visually presented reward system ongoing throughout the survey process. And I'll let you read this for yourself. This is again from the research from the Yahoo Internet Experience Labs. The interesting point here for me is that they found that individuals consume goals and the experience of striving for goals, even at the expense of consuming physical goods. And whilst this is in some ways quite shocking, I think we also see evidence of this in the way that people use social media and social media gaming in particular. So wow, already you guys have just earned yourself the Gamification Guru badge. Congratulations. Now let's move on and see if you can earn the mobile badge. Mobile lends itself really well to gamification. An app that I think really personifies this is Any.do. Does anybody in the room use Any.do? Is anybody aware of it? Nobody? Come on, guys. Get stuff done. Okay, I'm going to let them explain it for themselves. Okay, so I guess firstly I should say I'm not in any way affiliated with any.do. The reason I show it is because I think this is a fantastic example of when you layer a great user experience and gamification elements, you can achieve a huge amount of success beyond what you might think is possible from what might seem like small tweaks. This company has achieved 5 million downloads over the last 2 years, 3.5 million in funding. They're the most successful to-do list app in the App Store. And if you think about that, they've done this by applying gamification to a to-do list. This is one of the simplest literary constructs that we could have. It's something that could be effectively replicated by a 5-year-old with a crayon and a piece of paper, yet by thinking creatively about the process, they'd be able to achieve incredible success. So for me, I think the important point is if they can achieve this with a to-do list, think of the possibilities for applying it to a survey. Okay, Moves is another company that has a great app, has a great experience. What they do is apply the additional benefits of mobile, context-sensitive location data, tracking all the time, using incredibly powerful algorithms to figure out where you went, whether you cycled there, whether you took public transport. The same kind of stuff you get on the Fitbug or the Nike Plus, but without an external device. It does it all on the mobile. And the point here that's been reiterated many times, when you have mobile, you have opportunity to capture that extra contextual data. And here's an example of a slide from TAC from Ipsos that was presented at a conference in London a few weeks ago, where just kind of don't take my word for it, you can see that some of the leading research companies in the industry are using mobile to find the additional benefits of geographical and visual data and how that enhances the data they collect and the insights they're able to gain from it. Bam, you're a mobile superstar. You just earned yourself another badge. Okay, let's see if we can get ourselves the Diary badge. Okay, Diaries in one form or another are probably the most effective way to apply mobile to the market research process. And at Lumi, it's what we do with most of our clients. Diaries can be used to track or record many of the activities that we're interested in as researchers. What we buy and why, where we buy from and why, what places we visit and why, what adverts we see and what we think of them, what we read, listen to or watch, and how we use the products that we've bought and how we feel about them. All these questions can be answered by diary-based research. But the benefits of doing it using a diary, there are some additional benefits. In the moment, it removes the recall part. We've heard this talked about a bit this morning already, making the data more accurate. It can be ongoing by breaking the research down into smaller chunks. You can sustain the research over a longer period of time and is less burdensome for the respondent by engaging with them in a way that is more convenient and more compelling. You can expect higher participation levels. Again, don't just take my word for it. Another slide from TAC from Ipsos. You can see here that they found that by using mobile, they really did get feedback in the moment. And this resulted actually in better data. In this particular example, when people are talking about toothpaste, they didn't just use words they used previously like minty, but talked about more nuanced responses, about the flavor being balanced, cooling, or mild. And to keep, just to keep things balanced on the client side of things, I'll show you some findings from TNS.
So we did a study, first of all, doing an online recruitment survey with the people participating, asking them what are the factors that influence them when they're deciding what drink to have when they're out in a pub, a bar, or a club. Now, they gave us a number of answers. Price was important, special offers were influential, the drinks menu, and so on. And so, on average, 3.8 influences were claimed in deciding what to drink. Then, we carried out a mobile study with the same group of people, this time capturing the reality of what was going on at the time that they ordered a drink and giving the answer to the same multi-code question using their mobile. Now, the first staggering thing that came out of it was that actually, on average, we had got down to 1.4 claimed influences per drinks purchase. In other words, stripping away at what people might claim to be influential and really getting to what had driven things in that moment. And not just that, but the results really were remarkable. Suddenly, instead of people claiming, as they had in the more traditional research approach, if you like, that price was preeminent and that special offers were significant, suddenly we saw the power of a well-known brand coming out well ahead of any other factor. Mobile giving us this window into exactly what's happening in the moment, getting us to far more truth, far more reality, and that's thanks to its ability to reach into those situations in a far more relevant way, frankly, for the respondents to respond.
Okay, well, thanks to Will Goodhand for doing half my presentation there for me. And you just earned yourself a Diary Supremo badge. And what happens when we add these three together, when we layer gamification upon a mobile deployment and a diary-based research methodology, we get something that's greater than the sum of its parts. Diarification. I believe this is the next evolution of gamification as applied to the market research industry. To summarize, if any .do can gamify a to-do list, you can gamify your research. And that a really well-designed mobile diary can motivate the respondents to participate in the moment, and that in the moment data collection really does translate to better data and better insights. Thank you.
Thank you.